This is a short video of me demonstrating how to use the Harmony leash and handle. And this is Sally, a yellow lab, a very lovely dog. She came to the course wearing a step-in harness with a super balance leash, and it had helped her pulling in the past, but it wasn't always so easy to have her in balance, and she could still be incredibly forward. I'm using the leash and in a way to show some turns and stops. One of the things you really have to do is whenever you feel pressure, I step into it and I melt towards it, especially on a turn, and that really helps dogs. So I'm using this leash a little bit longer, and I really like to be able to adjust it. The stronger that a dog is, or the more pulley, I may start with a half butterfly, but when I go to the leash, I'll often make it a little bit longer so I can give them a bit more space. And it's a little bit like dancing with the dog instead of trying to control the dog. So I do a little lift when I want her to slow. I'm going to make a turn by taking my hand forward. I often point in the direction. I'm just going to do a little up as I step forward and then release the lead. And I'm going to bring her into a stop. I'm going to do like a post, a meet, a melt, and I had to melt again because she was out of balance. And slowly, you see that little steady, slow release. Step forward with a loose leash. I'm going to ask her to wait. Her person and her dog friend were also in the yard, and that was difficult. So if I can step forward, I can allow her to, and give her a pause. There were lots of dogs barking here, and she in the past had been a little bit reactive to that. And she did a good job of looking and not doing anything else. Now this is when I could have taken the opportunity. I'm going to step forward while she's having a moment. Perfect. Now I get to the dog's head. Now I'm going to do a little lift. Take it forward slightly. No, wait. Now I'm too far back. I'm at her hip. I need to take my inside hand forward. And then give her those little moments of pause and release. So the critical part of this is how I move and use my body. Now it's difficult. I'm going to take her in the other direction, like a little bit of a neck reining, so I don't have to pull on her. I just guide her neck. And she's going towards her people. I go a little up, slowly melt, and she actually is standing really nicely in balance at that point. And that's what I'm aiming for, is more self-control, dogs being able to walk on a loose leash, and when you pause with them, they can actually stop. So I hope this helps you and gives you a little bit more understanding of how to use the Harmony leash with the harness.